enter the fun. A little spice for everyone. So don't take my words like the wind in stone. It's all for a chuckle, just playful tones. If it sounds too wild, don't hit the alarm. I promise I mean no harm. Take it with a pinch of salt, a sniff of paprika, that's all my fault. It's just entertainment, a lighthearted game. No distress, no fear, no shame. Take it with a pinch of salt, a sniff of paprika, that's all my fault. It's just entertainment, a lighthearted game. No distress, no fear, no shame. I'm here to entertain, not to offend. Sharing my thoughts like a chat with a friend. Sometimes it's silly, sometimes it's deep, but it's all in good spirit, no secrets to keep. If the words get bold, let the humor shine. It's all just banter, no hidden line. Let's shake the world with a laugh or two. A little fun for me and you. Take it with a pinch of salt, a sniff of paprika, that's my call. It's all in the spirit of friendship, you see. Just you, the banter, and me. So let's spice it up, but keep it kind. Leave alarm and fear behind. We're here for the good vibes, the smiles that stay in this crazy, wonderful play. Take it with a pinch of salt, a sniff of paprika, that's my call. Where humor and heart go hand in hand. Welcome to our spicy land. So laugh a little, let the paprika flow. This is the place where good vibes grow. Taylor TV, what fun's the goal? A pinch of salt and we're whole.
Well. What have we got here then? Some of you going to regret fucking with me. Especially you, Matt Taylor. You fat bastard. Hello, cousin. I'll give you a wave. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's approximately 7 o'clock on Monday, the 13th of January, 2025. You're watching Matt Taylor TV. I'm your host, Matt Taylor, broadcasting live from Brighton, simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook. Firstly, we've got some bad news. My sister has suffered a stroke and may not make it. So I hope you'll all spare a thought and give up a prayer for the speedy recovery of my dear sister. But anyway, what we will be discussing tonight is, without doubt, the best Paedo Nabbed that I have ever seen. Ivor Caplin, a very well-known name in my corner of the country, the premier seaside resort of Brighton. Ivor Caplin, MP, a veterans minister during the Blair years, being nabbed for being a dirty pedo. Now, this is very interesting and very topical, because if anyone says someone's been nabbed by pedo hunters, it is very easy to prove that point because there'll be footage of it. So if you hear anyone going around that says one or somebody or another has been nabbed by pedo hunters, if they don't point you to the footage, it's a dirty lie. Okay? But listen, if you haven't seen this yet, this is, without doubt, in my opinion at least, the best pedo capture ever in the history of pedo nabbing. First in the chat, hello, Lenny, Monday evening quarterback, Matt Taylor. Welcome, Lenny. Let me just get stuck straight in with this, because I know you. I'm sure you've got better things to do. Let's jump in with this what, again, I'm going to keep saying it throughout the night. Without the doubt, the best pedo capture you will ever see. And again, this, it's quite topical because we've recently had a scenario in which a certain individual in our corner of YouTube made the damaging claim that a son of a popular YouTuber had been nabbed by paedophiles. But of course, it is without doubt the easiest thing to clarify. All you have to do is point out to the footage. A big shout out to Mandy Marlins in the chat, Lenny in the chat. Mandy says, "Hi Matt, hi Lenny." And Lenny says, "I'm here to keep you honest, Matt." What on earth Lenny's talking about is anyone's guess. Let's watch this. It's it's crazy. Here we go. Oh.
Afternoon, ladies and gents. Minty here. Got a right treat for you this afternoon. We'll light him up shortly, so just bear with us. We'll just walk into somewhere a bit more quiet.
Just I first heard of this on Tootsie TV. They were showing this, and I was at my magical imaginary girlfriend's for the weekend, and I saw this, and I thought to myself, "Good God, that looks like Ivor Caplin. It can't be, surely not." So while it was showing, I typed in to the chat. I said, "That looks like Ivor Caplin." Yeah, it can't be, of course, but wow, the resemblance is uncanny, And I even wrote words to the effect. I'm sure I'm wrong, but that is Ivor Caplin. But obviously, I'm wrong. But wow, because like everyone else, I heard the fact that Sussex Police had put out a statement saying they were aware of a social media video being circulated showing a 66-year-old man arrested. And I didn't give it a second thought. I really didn't give it a second thought. And then while on Tootsie TV, I think that's spelled Tousi, while on Tootsie TV, this guy comes on. And like I said, I mean, I'm very familiar with Ivor Caplin because he was my MP. Lenny says not familiar with this Ivor geezer. I'm very familiar with him. Like I said, I've met him on many occasions. He's got an air of superiority about him. Like he wouldn't give the common man on the street his time of day. He's far too important to mix with the riffraff, his constituency. You know what I mean? And I found him quite a horrid man, really. Well, if you've got no time of the day for me, I've certainly got no time of the day for you. He used to strut around his constituency as if he owned the place. Mandy says it's all coming out, listening about Diddy. Yes. And of course, this ties in perfectly with the topical subject of the grooming gang inquiry. No wonder Sir Keir Starmer doesn't want an inquiry into the grooming gang, because he'll actually expose his own party. And this is ever so evident with this Ivor Caplin. But anyway, let's get back to the footage. Absolutely shocking. Shocking.
No. I'm just going to show you. Right, just drop that for me, mate. Who are you here to meet, Ivor?
He's a young guy, I haven't met him.
So it was at this point I thought, my God, good God, that looks like Ivor Caplin. You can see how trendy he's trying to be, isn't it? Look at it. And look at the fear on us. And rightly so. Rightly so. These dirty paedophiles must be exposed. And like I've said it before and I'll keep saying it throughout this. This has got to be, in my opinion, the best Paedo Nabbed ever.
Right. I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Mark.
Yeah.
Very proudly represent a team called Stop.
Okay.
We're an online child protection team, and our job is to monitor people's online activity.
Okay.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And I honestly think this is going to be the domino that knocks down all of them. I thought we may have the domino effect with, what's his name? Epstein, Prince Andrew's friend. I thought that may have been the domino. But, you know, it's in all likelihood that this is the domino that sets the whole lot falling.
And proactively intercept people.
Okay. Well, I'm not doing
seek
that.
out. Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt me. You're not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, I do. I need
So
to go to a
this
meeting,
is being recorded. The reason it's being recorded is so that we can't be accused of any impropriety, and it's so that I've got a full and contemporaneous log of everything that you and I are about to talk about. Who are you here to meet now? And bear in mind, before you go any further,
Yeah.
I want you to assume that I know everything, because what I've got in my hand here is every single word that you have said to this child. So
I don't know.
I mean, credit where credit is due. These pedo hunters have got it all. They know exactly what they're doing. They collect all the information and evidence to an evidential level that will secure convictions. So you bet your bottom dollar, if a paedophile has nabbed you, it's because you have been in sexual conversation with a child. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. This squirmy, creepy, slimy son of a bitch. He thought he was on top of the world. Let's just watch how the mighty fall.
right.
But I'm not going there.
Listen,
I'm going
right?
elsewhere.
No. Don't start your slippery MP stuff with me. These are very, very simple questions that I'm asking
I
you.
don't want to meet anyone.
You are here to meet a child.
I'm going on to meet someone else.
We're going to get it off on the wrong foot. I've read every word that you said, and I know exactly what you... No, don't interrupt me.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
You are here to meet. You are here to meet. So you accept that you're here to meet a
I'm
child.
going to say hello to him and then move on.
That
That's
is
what I
not
was
right.
doing. Okay, I'm not going to do it anyway.
Well, of
I
course
need
you're not,
to walk on.
because you're not walking on anywhere. You're not walking on. You've committed indictable offences.
No.
You have committed indictable.
You can see, you know, the penny is slowly dropping. That fuck. Holy fuck. I am in the biggest shit of my life. Lenny says, why aren't the police doing this work instead of random vigilantes? Lenny, they haven't got the resources to it. They haven't. No, it's all right, Mandy. They haven't got the resources to do this. They'd rather go around arresting people for hurty words said on the internet. I'll repeat that. They would rather waste their time going around arresting people for saying hurty words on the internet. And it's been left to these paedophile nab vigilante groups to do the police work. You can see in this squirmy man's face the penny drop.
Offences. You have been speaking to this child. First of all, you've turned up to meet. How old did this child say that you were? How old did this child say that they were to you?
16, 17?
No, they didn't.
Okay, I don't know.
Now, come on.
I don't know all that information. I'm not.
Oh, well,
here for anything.
right, that's a little bit convenient because in your previous line of work, I'm sure attention to detail was probably quite important.
That's a long time ago, actually.
Well, and look what it's come to.
Yeah.
Somebody,
I wasn't
somebody
going-
like you, you're interrupting me
I
again.
wasn't going to speak for quite. And like I said hello to you, but I'm not going any further.
You-
I'm due to meet a friend of mine.
No, you have been speaking to this child, right?
On and off.
You've also brought your partner into this.
No, I have got a partner.
Yeah, but you brought him into this.
I haven't got a partner.
Listen, I'm starting to get you're starting to get my back up a little bit.
I'm not trying to get you back up. I'm just saying.
Show you.
So even if you thought that this person was 16 or 17, the material that you sent was explicit to this person, and even that is illegal because the person
I apologise
that you
for
would
that.
think then would be under 18.
I
Yeah.
apologise for that.
So that is a picture that you sent on. And
That's-
who's
that's
this
it.
chap? Yeah.
That's
Don't
it.
say his name.
That's fine. Okay, I'm
Don't
not
say his
gonna
name.
Okay, I'm not going to say his name.
You have been talking about taking this out to meet him as well, and you've mentioned sex on numerous occasions.
Well, we didn't get any further than that. We didn't do that.
Yeah, but
we
that's
haven't done that.
yeah, but that's,
Okay?
that's
I'm
because
just being clear.
that's because I'm here and my team are here.
Yeah.
You haven't got any further because we've intercepted you. You would have met that child, and I know exactly what your plan was.
I'm not planning to meet that child. I'm going
You've
into
literally turned up.
town. I'm going into town now.
Right. So how did I know that you were going to be outside that
I
station?
don't know that. I don't know that.
Take a guess.
I don't know.
Just
I
right.
don't know. I'm going into town.
Well, hurry up. Hurry up.
You have been speaking to this child, right?
On and off.
You've also brought your partner into this.
No, I have got a partner.
Yeah, but you brought him into this.
I haven't got a partner.
Listen, I'm starting to get you're starting to get my back up a little bit.
I'm not trying to get you back.
Okay, before we continue, the partner he's talking about, a person called Stephen, was also arrested. The partner in which he speaks about, a 40-year-old male, was also arrested. Now, it's important to tell you that Ivor Caplin has been released on bail. The second party he's talking about in his has also been arrested. Lenny says, "What's going on here? Will you have Belfield on Taylor TV?" But Alex Belfield is out in June. And if you want him on Matt Taylor TV, the emphasis is on you to make it happen. Now, I just, as some background to this Ivor Chapman, I'd like to share this with you briefly. Ivor Chapman was actually suspended from the Labour Party in June of last year. Let's go over to a news article that tells us more about it. As you can see, former Hove MP suspended from party over serious allegations. This was written by Joe Wadsworth, Tuesday, the 11th of June. A former Hove MP has been suspended by the Labour Party after serious allegations were made about him. Ivor Caplin, who was a defence minister under Tony Blair, has removed all mention of Labour from his Twitter profile this week. In recent weeks, Mr. Caplin has been tweeting increasingly explicit images of young men ranging from semi-naked stills to pornographic videos. And that is accurate. All you need to do is go onto Twitter, search for Ivor Caplin, and he's got basically dick pictures on there. What on earth is going on with this man? Brighton and Hove News understands the suspension relates to separate allegations. Mr. Caplin declined to comment. The suspension comes less than 2 weeks after former Brighton Kemptown MP Lloyd Russell Moore was suspended, just as he was preparing to campaign for next month's general election. Remember, this is June last year. The former MPs come from different sides of the party. Mr. Caplin from the centralist wing and Mr. Russell Moore from the left. Mr. Caplin, who was a member of Labour's South East Regional Executive Committee helped assemble a panel to oversee Brighton and Hove selections for the 2023 local election, which are usually done locally. He said this was to avoid a repeat of 2019, when several candidates selected after appearing on a slate organised by the local Momentum branch were subsequently suspended or expelled for anti-Semitism. After two of the candidates selected in 2023 were expelled over allegations, one of them did not live in Brighton, Mr. Russell Moore criticised the lack of local involvement. Mr. Caplin was elected to Hove Borough Council in 1991 and became leader until 1997, when it merged with Brighton. He was elected to the new Brighton and Hove Council in 1996 and was deputy leader until resigning from the council in March 1998, less than a year after being elected to Parliament as MP for Hove. He went from being a whip to defence minister in June 2003 after the invasion of Iraq, until he quit in 2005 when he unexpectedly stood down as MP. He then became a lobbyist, but remained a prominent figure in Labour politics. As well as being a senior figure in Labour South East, he was chair of the Jewish Labour movement in 2018-19, when he was outspoken about anti-Semitism in the party and, until very recently, was a patron of Labour LGBT. So the point I'm making is this Ivor Caplin is a very prominent Labour politician in Brighton. He was suspended in June last year for what is described as serious allegations made about him. So I just bring that up because I want you to keep that in mind as we carry on. Lenny says, is there more Labour pedos and Tories in your estimations? I see it as one house, the house of what they've all got in common. And that is obviously being revealed to be a perversion, a sickness pervading the very echelons of British society. Back to what I can only describe as the most sensational Paedo Nabbed ever in the history of pedo nabbing.
Back up, I'm just saying.
Show you.
So even if you thought that this person was 16 or 17, the material that you sent was explicit to this person, and even that is illegal because the person
I apologise
you
for
would
that.
think then would be under 18.
I
Yeah.
apologise for that.
So that is a picture that you sent on. And who's this chap? Yeah.
So he's pretty much, I mean, these pedo hunters, they collate all the evidence before they go and nab. So you can bet your bottom dollar a lot of explicit material has been sent to a young person of school age. And we're talking 15 years old here. Look at just, do not feel sorry for these people. Do not feel sorry for these people. They do not deserve our sympathy, and they do not deserve our mercy.
Don't say his name.
That's fine. Okay,
Don't say his name.
Okay, I'm not going to say his name.
You have been talking about taking this child to meet him as well. And you've mentioned sex on numerous occasions.
Well, we didn't get any further than that. We didn't do that.
Yeah, but
we haven't done that.
Yeah, but that's,
Okay.
that's because that's because I'm here and my team are here.
Yeah.
You haven't got any further because we've intercepted you. You would have met that child, and I know exactly what your plan was.
I'm not planning to meet that child. I'm going
You've
into
literally turned up.
I'm going into town now.
Right, so how did I know that you were going to be outside that
I
station?
don't know that. I don't know that.
Take a guess.
I don't know.
Just
I
right.
don't know. I'm going into town to meet Stephen, who's the other person, on my way.
Oh, so you admit the other person. You've literally just.
Stephen has subsequently been arrested and released. Ivor Caplin's house has been searched and all his computer equipment has been seized as part of an ongoing investigation. He's bailed to return on April the 10th.
Just admitted there in front of me that the
I'm
other
going to
person.
see him.
Keep your back against the wall.
stop it.
No.
Please, no, you stop it.
Right.
Okay.
Don't-
I'm
right,
going to
sorry,
see
can I
him
just say
before
something?
he goes to work,
Can I just-
and then I'm going on.
Can I just say something?
You're not going on.
You're not in control here. You are probably a person that is used to being in control.
I want to walk on.
You're not
because
walking
that's
anywhere.
my way.
You're going to be arrested.
I'm not.
You are going to be
are.
arrested.
I haven't done anything.
You have. You have been talking inappropriately to what you fully believe and know to be a child online.
Can you just believe the absolute arrogance of these people? I am walking on. I haven't done anything. What are you on about? Sending explicit material to a school, to a child of school age? I ain't done anything wrong. I am walking on. And I love the fact that these paedophile nabbers, no, you're not. Stop interrupting me.
That's the fourth.
I knew you were going to bring that bottle of water. How did I know you were going to bring that bottle of water?
Well, I bought it for myself.
No, you
Yeah. Anyway, I need to go
No,
on.
you're not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. Can we
I
get
haven't done
call the
anything.
police?
I haven't done anything here. I haven't done anything.
You have.
I haven't done anything.
Go on, we're gonna walk slightly further this way. My colleague there is going to call the police
Why do you need to call the police?
because you've committed criminal offences,
I
Ivor.
haven't.
So just stay here, see if that's any better.
I haven't committed any.
You have sent sexually explicit material.
Alright,
Don't worry.
just-
You've committed.
Let
No,
me-
we're just going to leave that. We're just going to leave that. Don't worry. Nobody's going to steal your bottle of water. You'll get your bottle of water back. I wouldn't laugh. This is serious. You sent sexually explicit material to what you believe to be a child, right? You have spoken to this child about meeting up to have sex.
No.
Yes, you have. I've got it's
Anyway, no.
every single word.
No, we didn't meet up.
Yeah, but that's because I've intercepted you. No, keep your hands out your pockets. You haven't met this child to have sex because I've got there first. That's why you turned up. How did I know you were going to be here? How did I know you were going to have a bottle of water?
I am going into see Stephen
You're not going anywhere.
and then into town. That's where I was going.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay.
My colleague's calling the police. You are going to be
haven't
arrested.
done anything.
You have. You have turned up. You have turned up to meet a child.
No.
You have.
No.
How did I know you were going to be here? It's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it?
Well, I'm always here. I always walk this way, round here. I live here.
Listen, you don't get to be slippery with me like this.
I'm not
It's
being
not going to.
slippery,
You are
I'm
being
telling you the
slippery.
truth.
You're a slippery person,
No, I'm not.
right? And that's what I hate about you politician types
I'm
as
not
well.
a
Is you
politician.
try and you're not anymore. Thank heavens, but
done anything.
I mean, you have.
I haven't done anything.
You
I
can
haven't
you
met
can
him.
deny
I've
it all
never
you
met
want.
him. I'm going to see
So
Stephen in
so
town before he goes.
look at it in the cold light of day, right? When the police read through these chat logs, are you satisfied that they're not going to be concerned by what I've read?
But they aren't. I haven't done anything.
Just interrupt. I'm just reading the chat. The Bruv family is the British rights underlying values. British restoration of underlying values. It's a political party being led by Tate, Andrew Tate, or maybe the other Tate. I'll play the video maybe of later, but we can do another thing. Yeah, but the Bruv Party, the British restoration of underlying values maybe. But anyway, it's the new political party being headed by one of the Tate brothers, be it Andrew Tate or the other one. I don't particularly know which one is which. Yeah, so I would be voting for the Bruv Party, definitely. And you can bet your bottom dollar that the Bruv Party may well be endorsed by Elon Musk, no doubt. But back to Ivor, absolutely desperate to get out of there. The fear is on this man's face. Lenny says, Ivor Caplin, will he get the Hugh Edwards suspended nothing sentence? This man clearly knew what he was doing. It's actually mentioned later on. The pedo hunter comments how his brazenness about meeting this school child, indicated to the pedo hunters that he'd done this before on many occasions. And dependent on what is found in his possession, dependent on what's found on his computer desk, on his computer equipment and on his phone, will determine whether he'll get a custodial sentence or not. But in all likelihood, and this is just speculation on my part, this man is going to be exposed to be a very dangerous predator, along with his lover, Stephen, who was also arrested. Mandy says, Andrew Tate wants to be Prime Minister. Don't we all?
You have so far, having read the chat logs, you've committed at least 3 indictable offences.
I don't think so.
Well, what you think is irrelevant.
I don't think so. I haven't met this person.
Is that yeah?
No.
I haven't met this person. And
Yeah, but that's because we're here. You turned up. You knew that this child was going to be here on a train that arrived at 20.
He turned up at a rendezvous location expecting to meet a 15-year-old schoolboy who he would then escort into Brighton to meet his lover called Stephen and have sexual relations. That is the bottom line. And I find it fascinating that these squirmy, creepy politician is trying to talk his way out of it. Well done to the pedo nappers.
3 minutes past.
I am going into town now.
You're not going anywhere. You're not going. No. You were meeting this child to take him on. You'd arranged to spend the whole day with them.
No.
I've read every word.
No, I wasn't.
So what are you saying? Demonstrably, you're a liar then?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I hadn't got any further than going into town. That's what I was doing. So into town, meet with Stephen, and then we were walking on. We were going there. That's what I was doing.
You are an absolute monster.
You told this child that you're going to take her to meet Stephen.
Take him.
Take him. You told this child that you was going to go and meet him.
That wasn't because Stephen will be at work.
At 1 o'clock, you said that you was going to go and meet him at quarter to.
If we could. I don't know, train, etc.
Yeah, you see.
I don't know.
But wait, but here's the slippery thing. You said you had no intention, but now you concede that actually, yeah, I might have been planning to take this child to meet Stephen. So you admit that that's what you were trying to do.
I don't know his age.
You know his age accurately. This child regularly.
If I
Well, Lenny, it's not something I'm qualified to answer, but you only have to watch Tommy Robinson's documentary to realise it is epidemic. And we've heard that before from former Prime Minister David Cameron. Child abuse is on an industrial scale. Epidemic, industrial scale. The great and good are being exposed to be the worst. And I honestly believe this is going to be the domino that brings it all down. No wonder Sir Keir Starmer doesn't want a grooming inquiry, because it will be his party that gets exposed. And it's starting with this creep, Ivor Caplin, the Veterans Minister, MP for Hove in Brighton. So it's no need asking me. I'm not the expert. I'm just your layman making sense, getting my head around the stark fact that perversion is epidemic in the higher echelons of British society. Perversion is trickling down from the top. And this proves it.
knew his actual age,
This
and
child-
I don't know that, then I wouldn't do anything.
This child regularly told you that they were at school and they were doing school-related activities.
Yeah, but that's not the same as knowing age. I have never.
Oh, that's rich. This child regularly told you that he's at school doing school work, but that's not the same as knowing his age. This Ivor Wrongin was a Blair cabinet guy. Of course he was. And also he was a veteran minister. And what am I trying to say here? It just goes to prove how fucking gullible the veterans are as well. That they allowed this man to be their representative.
I want to ask him what his age is, and I've never done that.
Yes, you did.
No, I have never done that.
Of course.
No, I have never done that. So I want to ask that question.
Of course, you know, the arrogance of this man. He's expecting us to believe him because he's a politician. I'm a politician and I'm telling you what the truth is. And for decades, if not centuries, we've given them the benefit of the doubt. We're not going to give them benefit of the doubt anymore. No, sirree. Fuck that.
That question. I've read it. Clear and simple terms.
Anyway.
You know exactly how old this child was.
And you wanted this child to bring other children,
No.
so that you could abuse more than one child.
No.
You used to be
Never happened.
you used to be a veterans minister, didn't you?
Never happened.
Did you? Yeah.
Interesting comment from Lenny there. It says, Matt, ask a social worker. Most of the child abusers are in the home. Perpetrators are in the family. Disgusting and sadly true. How else do these sickos get away with it? But also, if you look at my back catalogue, I read a report into the Pi folder. And some of the conclusions came from that was that industries in which have access to children are intentionally targeted by paedophiles for the very reason that they have access. So industries such as social work, schools, clergy, youth work are intentionally targeted by paedophiles so they can have access to children. And so I don't think it's constructive us putting it into a box. Oh, it's only happening at home. Oh, it's only happening here. Oh, it's only happening there. No, what we have to get our head around is that it is happening. It doesn't matter where, in what box it's going on. It is happening. And it's happening on a huge scale that if we all knew the true extent, there would be a revolution tomorrow. And we'll be sick to our stomachs. Because it has been told to us for decades, if not centuries, what's been going on. But we've all chosen to ignore it and call it a conspiracy.
Yeah, we're all veterans, and do you know what? It makes me absolutely sick that you had anything to do with our armed forces.
I haven't done anything. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
To do what? You're not going to do
You're not
what?
going to do what?
I was going into town.
What don't you understand? The reason you are not taking this child to have sex with them... No, stop it. The reason you are not meeting this child to have sex with them is because we've turned up.
No, I wasn't going to have sex.
Well, why have you told this child that that was what your plan was
No.
then? Black and white, it's your words.
Have you shown the image?
Yes, I've shown you the image.
Everyone, please share this video
What do you think
to
about the
get
image
it
that
out
you
there.
sent this child?
What the country's become.
Well, oh, so you admit, so right, so,
It wasn't meant to
so,
be like that,
and-
and I'm, he asked for something,
No.
and I shouldn't have done
he asked for nothing. You sent that picture of your own volition, and let me tell you something. Having read later on in the chat logs, I think you've got yourself a little bit confused, which is why I know for a fact this isn't the only person you're speaking to.
It's not true.
Well, so a minute ago, yeah, but a minute, oh, so what? So a couple of weeks ago, you were speaking to somebody else then?
No.
Well, listen,
All
you're not
I'm
as good
saying-
with words as you think
all
you
I'm
are.
saying is I haven't done any of what you're saying. I haven't.
But you've
I haven't been with this person.
But you've just apologised for sending that inappropriate image to the child. So you have done what I've told you have done then. But you often apologise for sending inappropriate pictures to children.
No, I apologise for saying something or whatever that I don't want to do.
Why would you apologise for something you haven't done then? That's a bit odd.
I apologise because it shouldn't. You know, I don't want to.
Oh, so effectively, he's admitting to asking for sex with a minor, and I'm not talking about someone who gets dirty with coal dust. So he's essentially admitting that he's soliciting sex with a 15-year-old male. These are the great and good. These are the people who go around society saying, I am above reproach. Don't look at me. You are not worthy to look at me because I am better than you. These are the individuals who tell us all, you must listen to me because I am morally superior to you. Lenny says, I'm no expert either. Yes. Wasn't Richard Huckle committing hideous crimes in Malaysia because he was a trusted charity worker? Okay, Lenny. Back to Ivor.
You things like that.
So why did you?
I'm just saying I haven't done anything.
Either. Right. The thing is, right now, okay, we could get the person you have been contacting, we could get them to phone you right now and it would ring, okay? We know that, yeah? And it would ring through the app that you've been using, right? Which is WhatsApp.
Right.
On that, we'll say everything that you have said to this child, okay?
Right. But I'm not,
listen,
I'm
listen,
not going
wait,
to be
wait,
taking that phone call.
wait. No, it doesn't matter. No, we don't need you.
Get
to be
sharing
taking
the video,
phones,
guys.
We're not going to be ringing. But what I'm saying is that phone call will be on the same chat that you have got on your WhatsApp. So everything that he has got there in that book, right, will be everything that is on your phone. Wait, I haven't finished.
Sorry,
And in that chat, you describe meeting this child, right, and that you would be here at 12:15 today at Hove Station, meeting this child, and that will be on your phone because we've got it there.
I was meeting him to go into town.
Exactly.
Not for anything else.
Right. Okay.
Not
Well,
for anything
all right
else.
then. So it was for something else.
Yeah.
But if you say not, listen. If
It
you
was to go into town.
If you say not, right, meeting a child is still illegal. It's still illegal.
It's that I was only meeting a 15-year-old guy to take him into town to meet my lover on his lunch break. What? Come on. Let me go, guys.
I was meeting
Listen
him.
to my words.
I can hear what you're
It's
saying.
still
I was
illegal.
meeting him to walk
It's
into
still
town
illegal.
So he could look round Brighton for the first time.
But
Yeah,
that
but-
is still
That's
illegal.
all I know.
But you understand that a minute ago you told me that you weren't here to meet anyone, you were just walking past to go into town. So
I'm
now,
walking past to go into town now. Yes.
listen, don't try it. You are not as good with
The reason I'm voting for Andrew Tate's bruv party is because when you listen to its first political broadcast, Andrew Tate says it in no uncertain terms that Satanists are ruling this country. And I love a politician who says it as it is, because for too long we've had creepy, squirmy fakes like Ivor Caplin telling us what he wants us to hear. No more.
with words as you think you are. You are unraveling it. No, we're not letting you go. We're not letting you go. No, we're not letting you go. No. If you release your pressure on your arms, they will release their pressure on your arms. Right? They're not going to let you go. Just put your arms down to your side. See? You don't resist them. That's how it works. You understand, though, a minute ago, you told me, I'll repeat what I said, because it's important, I'll repeat what, so you said, I'm not here to meet anyone, I always walk past here. Now, wait,
Okay,
don't interrupt me. Wait,
I-
no, you don't get to do this. You don't get to interrupt me.
Okay.
None of these tricks, right?
I'm not tricky.
A minute ago, you said that you weren't here to meet anyone, you were going to walk past, right? Then in the next set of conversations that we had, you apologised for sending a picture to this child that you maintained you weren't speaking to, and then you just said, wait, I am not finished, I'm not finished, right? And then my esteemed colleague here has just broken down that you were going to take this child into town, and you said, yes, I was going to take this child into town. Wait, I'm not finished, I'm not finished either. But a minute ago, you told me you weren't here to meet anyone.
Okay.
So you understand? Your
apologise.
apology means nothing to
But I
me.
haven't met this person.
You are atypical of the problem.
It doesn't
Shut
matter.
up. It doesn't matter. You committed the offence.
I haven't committed.
You have committed the offence.
You've facilitated a meet. You've showed up. It doesn't matter.
And you've just admitted. You've just admitted that you were meeting up.
I was going to take him into town.
You're a liar.
For a look round.
You are
That
a
is what
liar.
you're
doing.
Meeting a child following sexual grooming, which is what you have done, is still
No.
illegal, mate.
No, I'm not sexual. I wasn't sexual grooming.
So what was the photo that you sent him?
He asked for?
No, he didn't.
ask
No,
for
he
the
didn't.
picture.
Anyway, look, that's what he asked for.
He didn't ask
No,
for
he
the picture.
didn't.
That is demonstrably untrue. I have every...
He's trying to defend himself. Oh, a child asked for a pornographic picture, and I sent it to him. Let me go, Gov. I ain't done anything wrong.
word that you have said written down.
And if that happened, I apologise.
Your apology means nothing. Do you know what? You are atypical of the rot that is the problem with this country, and it makes me sick to my stomach that it's people like, don't interrupt me, it makes me sick to my stomach that it is men like you who have been running this country in the past. You should be ashamed of yourself. Somebody that, don't interrupt me, Ivor. You've been at the top of this country, running the country, part of the government, part of Tony Blair's government. You were a veterans minister, and all the time, I would imagine you, but don't interrupt me, don't interrupt me. Predating on children, right? And at the moment, wait, listen, and at the moment, the optics don't look very good, do you? Because all of the thing in the media at the moment, all of the talk about sexual grooming gangs, and here we have an ex-politician, don't interrupt me, Ivor, don't interrupt me. An ex-politician, you are here to meet a child.
I've never done that, okay?
You are here to meet a child. Don't look me in the eye and tell me that you haven't done it, because you have. You are here to meet a child. You have just admitted you are here to meet a child. You have just admitted that you sent a sexual image to a child.
Only to go into town.
No.
That's what we were going to do.
So which bit isn't true then? Because you're unravelling yourself here. So a minute ago you weren't here to meet a child. Now you are here to meet a child.
I agreed to be here and get walked straight into town. That's what we were doing. That's where we were going. We're going to meet my, I was going to meet Stephen on the way because he's going to work, and then we were going in to have a look around Brighton and Kempton. That's what I suggested.
You showed
Nothing
this
else.
child's picture to Stephen, and Stephen said that this boy looked cute.
There's nothing else that I did. Okay?
You're a liar.
No,
You are an absolute.
I'm not a liar.
Right.
I'm telling you the truth.
Don't lunge forwards towards me.
No, I'm not going
Right.
to. Look, I didn't. I have told you exactly what I was thinking. Okay, I went. Yes, he said meeting you, blah blah blah. My plan was to go into town, so we're going to walk straight away from here into town. We go and hopefully see Stephen, but he will be at work soon. And then
I just want to show you a news article which introduces Stephen, 40 years old. This is a news article from Brighton and Hove News written by Frank Leduc, self-described hack in Brighton. So this 40-year-old is evidently Stephen, Ivor Caplin's lover. It reads, former Hove MP released on police bail. This is on Sunday, the 12th of January. The former Hove MP and Labour Defence Minister Ivor Caplin has been released on bail after police arrested him on suspicion of engaging in sexual communication with a child. Mr. Caplin, 66, was kept in custody overnight as Sussex police began an investigation into the claim. He is due to answer bail on Thursday, the 10th of April. Another man, 40, so that's 26 years, Ivor Caplin's junior, was also arrested yesterday on suspicion of engaging in sexual communication online with a child. He was released on bail until Friday, the 11th of April. So on the same day, this was obviously Saturday, the 11th of January. On the same day, Ivor Caplin was arrested. An individual that we only know as Stephen, which was described by the pedo hunters as Ivor Caplin's lover, referred to here as another man, 40, was also arrested. The sting was live streamed on Facebook and further footage of the arrest was shared online. Sussex police said, "We are aware of footage circulating on social media showing a man in Brighton being detained on suspicion of engaging in online sexual communications with a child. Officers can confirm that a local 66-year-old man was arrested on Saturday, January the 11th, and currently remains in custody. This is an ongoing and active investigation." A confrontation with Mr. Caplin was live streamed on Facebook, lasting 30 minutes, attracting more than 36,000 views and 3,000 comments. Further footage of his arrest was similarly shared online. Mr. Caplin is understood to deny any wrongdoing. We have to say good night to Mandy. Thanks for joining us, Mandy, and good night. I know, I appreciate this subject matter isn't, you know, the nicest subject matter to listen to, but unfortunately, it is very necessary because this is now prevalent in our society. This is what is going on. I expect everybody out there wishes it wasn't going on, but it is. And it's an issue we all have to face and we all have to deal with. So, back to Ivor.
We would go and see the beach and Kemp Town and places like that, and then he would be on a
Okay,
on a way
right.
back home.
Let's
That's it.
let's take a little step back and let's look at this from a slightly different angle. Okay, I mean, I know what you're here for. Everybody here knows what you're here for. But,
No, but I'm not here
okay,
for that. I'm not here
okay.
for that.
Don't raise your voice at me,
I'm not
Ivor.
raising my
Right,
voice.
Ivor
I'm just being
Caplin.
clear about this.
Right.
I'm
Look
not here for
at
that.
it from this point. To
I'm
use it.
not here for that.
Don't interrupt me. Let's use a political term. Look at the optics of this. Would you say it's a little bit unusual for a man of your age to meet a 15-year-old boy at a train station to then take him in town to meet your lover?
No, we're not going to
No.
meet my lover.
No.
We were going en route to say hello to Stephen. And
No.
hold
What,
on,
yeah, but why?
please let me finish.
Why though? Do you not think that seems a little bit unusual?
Only because he had a bit of time before he went to work.
What, do you do that all the time? Do you often walk into where he works and say, "Oh, look, there's a random 14-year-old child that I've met, Stephen.
No.
Say hello."
No.
Ooh.
Look, it was walk into town, go via where Stephen will be working, and then into Brighton, into have a look along the beach, and then
I'd just like to put this into perspective as well, everyone. This is an age of my son. An age of your son, of your nephew, your brother. Let's just let that sink in. 66-year-old men meeting up with schoolboys to take them to meet their lovers, or 40 years old.
then onwards
Is
into
that-
Kemp Town.
Do you think
That's where it was,
okay.
and then
Do
back
you think that's normal for a 66-year-old with a 15-year-old? That's what he's asking. Do you think that's normal behaviour?
It's a simple question.
It was let's
Yes.
go and have a look around Brighton.
Yes or no?
That's it.
Yes or no? Is it unusual for a 66-year-old to meet a 15-year-old that's travelled? Yes or no?
I can't really answer
Yes or no?
All
That's
I can
because
answer
that's
is
because
that's all we
that's
plan to
because
do.
for years,
That's all we plan to do,
as a
is to do
politician,
that.
you lie.
No, I didn't lie.
You have lied. Well, say yes or no then. Do you think it's unusual when the laws state that under 16-year-olds that get...
You're not going anywhere. My blow my nose, sorry. You're not going near your pockets. You can't be
You're not going to put your hands in your pockets.
We don't know what you're carrying. We don't know that. Listen, just a minute. No, just put your arm down.
Just remember what I explained to you. You tense up with them, they'll tense up with you. You understand, right? You've got a partner, haven't you? Right. If you went to where your partner works and introduced them to a random 15-year-old child, would you say they would think that was quite unusual? Yeah, that's quite unusual.
Fair enough. I accept that.
So you can see that that's unusual behaviour.
All we were going to do was to do what I'd said.
So what? Yeah, but what business do you have meeting random 15-year-old boys to take them for a sightseeing visit around Brighton? Well, you're looking at me like you're looking at me like I'm asking a strange question. Why should you not?
What does the law state?
I wasn't doing anything else.
You can't answer the question.
He wasn't coming home to mine. He wasn't going anywhere else. We were going to do that one
That's
thing.
Not what that's not what the logs say.
God.
So what you're saying now is different to what you said via message, because you were taking him back to yours today.
That wasn't the plan.
And taking him back to the station.
That wasn't the plan.
So why do you say that it was?
That says it in there. Yeah, 10 o'clock tonight.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, that's what you said.
I never ever said that. And
it says it in there, mate.
I can say that was never in my plan.
Right, okay.
And hold
so
on,
you had.
It actually reminds me of that old cliche of how do you know when it never is a true innocent than it is now. How do you know a politician is lying? His lips are moving. And that just perfectly sums up what is happening now. These paedophile hunters have got the dialogue, have got the transcript, have got the exchange. They know exactly what Ivor Caplin said to this 15-year-old child. He was actually referred to as 14. So that's between 14 and 15. So the paedophile hunters know exactly what was said, but yet this politician is still arguing. And it reinforces that age-old cliche. How do you know when a politician is lying? Because their lips are moving.
You have a plan then? You have a plan?
The plan was what I've said. We'd go out into town, and then I would have walked him back to the home station. That was the plan. It was never to go any further because of other things that I had to do later this evening. So that's what there wasn't a plan, and this was about going into Brighton, enjoying Brighton as much as you can. It's going to be a nice day, thankfully, and then go back to London.
God, I wonder if this is what James O'Brien feels like, listening to ex-politicians not answer questions. I don't know what question you think I just asked you.
Well, yeah, I've answered the question.
It's a typical Labour MP, isn't it? Just full of absolute rubbish.
And do you know what? It makes...
From here, from this one.
Yeah, right.
Get your cloth. Just release that hand. No sudden movements.
No sudden movements. That's all I'm trying to do.
Fine.
Yep. Thank you very much. Don't touch me with it either. I'm not touching you with it. I promise that.
So, right, look at this from an outside perspective, Ivor. Mr. I'm not doing anything wrong. If you were, again, look at the optics of it. If you were us and it was somebody else in your position, would you concede, and I want yes and no questions, right? Would you concede that this all looks a little bit strange? That's not a yes or a no, is it?
Hold on, I'm just thinking of what you just said.
Take all the time you need. It's not a difficult question either.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
But, and the fact for me is that was not going to be one of my issues this afternoon. I know exactly what we were going to do, where we were going to go, but there was no inference of going back to mine.
By your own admission, this looks a bit odd, right?
In terms of the one thing,
so
is meeting someone.
Let's ask you some more yes or no questions.
I will try my hardest.
You would, mate, don't. Your hardest, right? On your best day, you won't even be remotely as good as me on my worst day.
Okay,
so don't try it. Don't try it. If you want to get into the verbal gymnastics, we can go down that route. But
he knows he is ruined but do not let them get under your skin. Do not feel any sympathy for these people. Show them no mercy, because they've shown no mercy to the children they've predated, if you know what I mean, whatever the word is. They have shown no mercy. This guy, I mean, like I said, in case anyone missed it, I first heard about this. I mean, I saw the headline. A 66-year-old man had been arrested in Brighton. It went over my head. I've been at my magical imaginary girlfriend's for the whole weekend. And it was only when I was just perusing YouTube, I came across 2C TV, and he was covering this. And I thought to myself, oh my God, that looks like Ivor Caplin. Well, of course it isn't, but that looks like Ivor Caplin. And I even typed in a message. I said, that looks just like Ivor Caplin. Obviously it's not. It couldn't be in a million years. It fucking is.
You're in no position to do it,
Yeah.
right? You're not intelligent enough to be that litigious.
Can we walk on a bit?
No, we can't. We're going to stay right here until the police get here, and we're going to look on in great glee as you get arrested and put in handcuffs and taken away to answer for your actions.
But I haven't done anything
You
wrong.
have, Ivor. You
I
have
haven't met this person.
committed. You have incited the meeting. You have turned up. You have committed criminal offences.
I haven't done anything
I mean,
wrong.
it's a bit strange though that we knew that you'd be here. So you've admitted talking to this child. You've admitted sending the indecent picture, despite saying you had no plan. You've also then gone on now to admit that you were going to walk him into town to meet your partner, which
No,
again,
he's not my
just
partner.
really.
He's not my partner.
Okay,
Let's just be clear.
somebody you sleep with then.
Someone I know and have known for a while. Yes.
You can't even answer that question properly.
I'm answering you yes.
So
Not anything wrong with
which
it.
again is a little bit strange. So that's again. So that's a yes. You've admitted
we were only
that.
doing that if we could, and if not, we were going into Brighton. That's
Oh,
where we were going.
I think there's a lot that you would do if you could.
No.
Well, this is interesting. I do believe Lenny has asked how many times has this wrong and Caplin done this. Well, the paedophile hunters make a comment on that. They say his blasé attitude, and from what they read in their conversation, they believe that they have done this many times.
We were going into Brighton. That's
And
where we were going.
there is absolutely no chance that this is the first time you've done this either. In all the years I've been doing this, about 6
Absolutely.
years.
Here we go, Lenny. Pay special attention to this. It pretty much answers your question.
You're interrupting me. In 6 years, I have never met somebody that did this with such gay abandon as you. The confidence,
Gay
the
abandon.
arrogance that you have. It was just like it was all normal.
I haven't done anything.
You've
In this
committed,
situation.
you have committed crimes, Ivor.
No, I haven't.
I'm not making this up. You are here to meet what you believe to be a 15-year-old child. You've been speaking
No, but
to
I haven't. I haven't.
How many other children has he corrupted by predating on them? I think that's maybe a word. Predating. How many young minds has he predated on, according to the paedophile hunters, with gay abandonment? I think was the term. With gay abandonment. So the paedophile hunters are given the impression that he's done this on numerous occasions.
Set up anything.
You have.
that
You set up the
related
meat.
related to any sexual activity.
Well,
We weren't doing
you've
that.
told
We
the
weren't
child
doing that.
that's what your plan was.
No,
You've
I
literally said that.
never said that.
That's
Lenny asks in the chat, explain this to me. Is this a regular occurrence, looking for a minor to solicit for sexual purposes? We know for a fact Hugh Edwards did it. We now know Ivor Caplin has done it. Of course, by Tommy Robinson's documentary, there are a section of society who regularly solicit minors for sexual purposes. And that's what we all got to get our head round. It's been done on an industrial scale. That was the actual quote from David Cameron, ex-Prime Minister. He knows the severity of this problem that faces society. Some people call it an epidemic. That just like reveals to us how big a problem this is. And it's not the average man on the street who's the pervert. No. We somehow have got a system in which the perverts are promoted to the higher echelons of British society and power. Even saying that, it sounds ridiculous. But that's what the evidence is appearing to suggest.
That's exactly what you said.
Why did you get suspended from the Labour Party?
The Labour Party.
Yeah.
We've touched upon this already. June last year, he was suspended from the Labour Party for serious allegations. And look at his gormless face. What? What? First I've heard of it.
Well, that was in relation to.
You can't even answer this question.
Oh my God! This was in May, I think, that this happened.
So what?
I don't really know. I've waited long and hard
You don't
for
know?
them to tell me the actual details, but they never had any details.
What are your details?
Google knows.
They'll tell you why. They'll tell you why. They would have told you why, and this
No,
isn't
they haven't told me why.
this isn't fucking funny neither.
No,
This
I
is
know.
not a funny matter. So don't laugh.
No, I'm not laughing.
So why was you suspended?
My membership was the only thing that was suspended.
And why was that?
I don't have those details yet from the party.
So was you arrested? Because you've just mentioned that the
I'm only speculating, but this is purely speculation on my part. It wouldn't surprise me if younger members of the Labour Party had complained that they were being hit on and solicited for sex by Ivor Caplin. There you go.
police won't give you the details, so he was obviously spoken to by police. Was you arrested?
Is that a really difficult question?
There was an arrest, and there was no.
So yes.
Okay.
Hold on. There is one thing.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is interesting. I never knew this. So he's pretty much admitting that he was arrested as a result of his suspension. Or let me try and get my head around this. He was arrested last May, which consequently led to his suspension of the Labour Party. Now, obviously, reading between the lines, speculation on my part, a complaint was made by him in which resulted in an arrest, which, as Ivor will no doubt go on to explain, was NFA'd, no further action, but which resulted in his suspension of the Labour Party.
There's no further action.
So that's
and that was put away by.
Right. Okay. Excellent. So he was arrested. Okay. So
Yeah, very temporary. It wasn't about.
all right. So listen to me. So the arrest.
This was in May.
So did they just arrest you with no details, tell you nothing at all?
Sussex Police wrote to me
Yep.
and gave me a view. That's fine.
Right. What was their view?
I can't tell you that.
Yeah,
Because that's my document.
I know. We know.
Well,
Google knows.
It's my document.
You were sharing illicit photos on your Twitter profile.
No, that wasn't what this was about.
Well, we know that you have been in hot water because of that.
I don't think that's what this was
And
about.
and
I
did,
apologise.
didn't you also get done for fiddling the books like a typical MP?
No.
Let's talk
did.
about the expenses.
You did. It's all over Google, Ivor.
No,
You
and it's
can't
all
get out
wrong.
of it,
It's
is
all
it?
wrong.
Oh, right. A bit like you being here to meet a child's all wrong as well. We just happened to be in the same place you'd arranged.
And wrong.
Hey, listen, I do not want to be accused of sharing gay pornography, okay? I do not want to be accused of sharing gay pornography. So, with that in mind, I do not recommend anyone to check out Ivor Caplin's Twitter account. I do not recommend anyone to check out Ivor Caplin's Twitter account, in which gay pornographic images have been posted, as been mentioned just now by the paedophile hunters. Over to Lenny, who says, Matt, what does a paedophile look like? It can literally look like anyone. The stereotype of an unkept, awkward man has been debunked years ago. These wrong-uns can blend in, fit in to get their prey. Hey, listen, the most handsome men can be paedophiles. The most well-turned out, the most well-dressed. This guy looks like your stereotypical pedo, which is actually, in fact, we will watch some footage of when he got arrested, and lo and behold, it pans out, if I heard it correctly, that he had sweets in his possession, for goodness sake.
And just to say,
That's what's wrong.
and just to say that there was no need in that situation. The issue was about money, which wasn't true, and turned out not to be true. And the relevant newspaper had to make an apology.
All right, that's why you had to pay a load of money back as well.
Years ago.
Yeah.
You had to pay some. You still had to pay. End up paying some back, which was just over £1,000.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
If I remember right,
Was it about
that's right.
16,000, 17,000? But they agreed for you to get it down to 1,100, something around them figures.
Keep sharing the live, guys.
I think that's.
Let's get this live out so everybody can see what our Labour government is all about.
Something along
But this
the
is
lines
years
of
ago. This is 2000 and.
But still, it proves all the scandal that follows
because I
politicians.
was wrong
But
on the situation. Look, they tried to make it a campaign by the Telegraph.
Was it a smearing campaign? Is that what you're trying to suggest? Well, it wasn't, was it?
Yeah.
You know.
But the end game was I owe the relevant people, I owe the 100 quid. And that was what they paid.
But you understand, again, bring the political term back. The optics of this don't look good, right? You see, we're here sort of fighting the fight, trying to make the world safer for children. And here we have an ex-politician, somebody that was at the top, the upper echelons of society, running the country, and the sleaze just runs through. I've always had this saying. I think it was it Oscar?
I haven't been a member of Parliament for 20 years.
Was it Oscar Wilde that said, it doesn't matter who you vote for, the government always get in? You are atypical of the problem of this country, because...
Well, I don't necessarily see that. But
There you go. That perfectly sums up Oscar Wilde. I never heard this. No matter who you would vote for, the government always gets in. And I think that's very profound, because it doesn't matter if you're Tory or whether you're Labour. You're part of the Commons, and they've all got one thing in common, and that is perversion.
But this activity that you're doing now, it is an activity. Walking into town to meet a random 15-year-old boy that you've arranged to meet at that stage, to take him into town to introduce him to your lover.
No, that's not true.
You've literally told me that that's what your plan was.
Right, guys. So we're going to end the live here. This is Ivor Caplin, ex-Labour MP, Veterans Minister. Absolute full of hot air. So the police are here now. So we're going to end the live now. Please do share this. Get this out there, that monsters aren't just down the average street. They're at the top level of society. So let's get this out there. Thanks for watching, guys. Please share.
Right. So what we'll now watch is the arrest. We're now going to watch the arrest by Sussex Police. And I think we'll then wrap it up. Unless, you want to have a conversation on this, because, I personally think this is the start of the domino effect. This is demonstrating to us that the great and good are the worst and the most perverted. So, without any further ado, this was shared by Nigel Farage, and this is the footage of the arrest.
That's his bag as well, if possible. Yeah, I thought you'd get your bottle of water back.
And sweets.
Right, I'm just going to search you before we go anywhere. Okay? How many layers have you got underneath
The
this?
sweets in there as well.
3.
Oh, that's muggy. The sweets in the bag as well.
There's nothing, there's no pockets.
And what I'm going to be doing, okay, is I am going to be seizing your phone at 12:38. Okay, and the purpose of that is I believe it holds evidence on that device. Okay, so I'll be placing it in evidence bag. And then
That's his bag as well, if possible. Yeah, I thought you'd get your bottle of water back.
And sweets.
right, I'm just going to search you before we go anywhere. Okay? How many layers have you got underneath
The
this?
sweets in there as well.
3.
Oh, that's muggy. The sweets in the bag as well.
There's nothing, there's no pockets.
And what I'm going to be doing, okay, is I am going to be seizing your phone at 12:38. Okay, and the purpose of that is I believe it holds evidence on that device.
There you go. Thanks to Neil Knight says voting's like a magic trick. It doesn't matter which party you pick, they're all the same group in the background. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ivor Caplin exposed as a predator paedophile, meeting up with 15-year-old school children to take and meet his lover Stephen, 40 years old, who was also arrested on the same day. Now, this is relevant on many fronts. Number one, the grooming scandals, the grooming inquiry. No wonder Sir Keir Starmer doesn't want a inquiry, because it would reveal Labour councillors and MPs of being complicit in grooming children for sexual purposes. Secondly, if anyone out there says that someone has been nabbed by pedo hunters, it is very easy to prove. Because every time a pedophile hunter group exposes a paedophile, there is footage to prove it. So if you hear anyone going around saying that someone has been nabbed and they can't provide the footage, it's a lie. And we all know who done that, don't we? There's a lot of people who deny they're bullies. There are a lot of people who just say they're just mocking scumbags here and there, calling out lies too. But the truth is, just as we have been shown by this Ivor Caplin, that they are bullies. They are the scumbags, and they lie and they spread lies. And that's exactly what we've seen now. Without a doubt, that has to be the best paedophile nabbing I've ever seen. And I do believe this could be the domino that keeps on falling, that knocks down the next, and so on. Because ultimately there will become a tipping point in which everyone will have to acknowledge that, yes, we have got a problem at the very top of society. And yes, we better do something about it now, because if we don't, society will be forever screwed, literally and metaphorically. Because abused children grow up to be abused adults. Abuse in childhood, the knock-on effect is obvious. That's why we have epidemics in drug use. It's because what happens in children's lives affects their adulthood. So if we can come together as a society and protect the lives of our children, ensure that innocence prevails, and their youth is protected, their innocence is protected until they become adults, that's when society will turn. Listen. Let's listen to Andrew Tate. If I'm going to vote for anyone, it's going to be the Bruv Party. Because here is a politician who says it as it is. So we're going to finish off with Andrew Tate and the Bruv Party. Take it away, Andrew.
Ladies and gentlemen of the United Kingdom, my name is Andrew Tate. I'm the leader of the Bruv Party, Britain Restoring Underlying Values, and I'm here to introduce myself to you as the only hope and chance for the once Great Britain to repair itself from the eternal decline we are unfortunately being subjected to. I'm extremely rich and very successful, and although this has not brought me much happiness or any new friends, it has certainly increased the variety and capability of my enemies. They have locked me in Romania for over 3 years. The UK Foreign Office instructed the Romanians to do exactly this on false charges that even Romanian courts now are admitting were completely fabricated because they fear my influence. And they fear my influence because the United Kingdom has been hijacked by Satanists who have absolutely no concern for the people they are supposed to work for. They work for big banking interests and they ignore their constituents absolutely. There is currently nobody within the political class which will do the things which are necessary to repair our once great country. There is no reason for a city with a legacy like London to be running with blood and for drugs to constantly be found on our streets. There is no reason for a country like Great Britain that once had the most formidable navy on the planet to be endlessly invaded, incapable of defending its own borders. The decisions that our rulers are currently making are not accidental, and I no longer believe it is incompetence. It is simply malice. They are deliberately trying to destroy our society. They are two-tier policing on purpose. They're allowing us to be invaded on purpose. They're allowing crime to run rampant on purpose. They're allowing drugs to run rampant on purpose. Because the politicians do not work for you. They work for somebody else. And those people want the UK and all of Western civilization to be destroyed. They're going to laugh at my attempt to become Prime Minister. They're going to do their very best to delegitimize me. They're going to say that I'm not serious, that I don't stand a chance of winning, exactly like they did to Donald Trump at the beginning. These people do not understand that the world is changing. The youth is with us. And with time, as these people grow old and die, and the youth stays mobilized, we can take our countries back. You don't have to like me. This is beyond the politician. This is about the politics. You can hate me with all of your being, but even if you hate me, I guarantee you your streets will be safer. I guarantee you the invasion will end. I guarantee you our economy will be more prosperous. Those who love me and hate me alike will benefit from my leadership as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And I will be addressing the pressing concerns that the people of the UK face in these prime directives here on Twitter, so you can see what real leadership looks like. Every time an issue appears, I'll tell you exactly how I would fix it. I previously laid out how I would fix the knife crime epidemic. I previously laid out how I would fix the shores being invaded by people who are not British and do not share our culture. And I will continue to lead by example and show competence and explain to you exactly how I'd fix the issues as Keir Starmer and the other MPs refuse to show up in the House of Commons or discuss anything that matters at all. We will take our country back or our country will fall. We are in a binary scenario. It is 1 or 0. It's not okay. It will not be fine. It will not fix itself. And these people currently sitting in those chairs in the Houses of Commons have no intention at all of fixing it. Their only intention is to hold on to power, to destroy the country, to enrich themselves, and to delegitimize anybody who they see as a genuine threat to the stranglehold they had on our once great nation. The only thing you can rely on in European politics is the perma-failure of our political class. None of these things are going to get better. Nothing is going to get fixed. Nothing is ever going to change. But this perma-failure can work against them, because as they fail to address issues and fail to take me seriously as a political candidate, on a long enough time frame, I will win. My promise to everyone at home is that I will deliver my manifesto instantly and efficiently. You can download the manifesto at votebruv.co.uk for free, and you will be able to see exactly how I intend to fix the UK. If I do not implement my manifesto within 3 months of power, I will step down myself. If I take power and shadow interests, hidden figures prevent me from implementing my manifesto, I will tell all of you why they are stopping me and who they are. I will be transparent and explain exactly why we cannot fix our country. I understand by doing this, they're going to try and put me in jail like they already have. I understand by doing this, I'm making very powerful enemies. But men must live for something larger than themselves. Their perma-failure will eventually lead to their destruction, and we will reunite as a country and take our borders back. There is nothing left to lose. There is no longer any time to wait. Our country is falling apart around us, and in this world where things move faster than they ever have, the process is accelerating. America has managed to save itself with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And now the United Kingdom needs somebody who is prepared to do the hard things which must be done, who is prepared to be the bad guy, who's prepared to take the heat and risk his life to save our once great nation before it is too late. If you would like to see me as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, you can support the Bruv mission, Britain Restoring Underlying Values, simply by signing up for the email list at votebruv.co.uk.
Right, you don't get to see a political advert like that. British Restoring Underlying Values. Neil Knight says, not too sure, but I thought Tate converted to Islam, so may not be interested in wanting a national grooming gang inquiry. Thanks for commenting. So listen, there's no, I'm not trying to imply any connection between Andrew Tate's Bruv Party and Ivor Caplin. The only reason I've included that at the end was referencing some comments left by Mandy and Lenny. Mandy asked, no, I think Lenny asked, oh, okay. Mandy introduced the Bruv Party. Lenny asked what the Bruv Party was all about. So now we know the British Restoring Underlying Values. So listen, thanks ever so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. Is there anything you want to say about Ivor Caplin? I personally think it's very important that we see these politicians for what they are. They're squirmy perverts who conduct themselves immorally behind the scenes, while in front of the cameras portray themselves as the most moral amongst us. And I personally don't think this is a one-off. I think this is the norm when it comes to these individuals. Because somehow, some way, society has got to a point in its evolution in which the perverts have been selected and promoted in the same way that paedophiles target industries which give them access to children. So too have the most sick, have the most perverted, infiltrated our political systems so they can control the roost. Neil Knight says Ivor's just the tip of an iceberg. I've recently read last year a book about the American mafia, how in the turn of the century, the 19th century, the mafia took over local government. And I believe that has been what's happening across both sides of the Atlantic. The criminals have been in charge for the last decade. And with the advent of the internet and the freedom of information, we are now beginning to understand what the problem is. Neil Knight says, Ivor's just the tip of an iceberg. Remember that. It's worth putting up. Thank you ever so much, Neil Knight, for joining. And thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you to Lenny and Mandy, Neil Knight. Look, I shan't keep you any longer. That was the whole point I wanted to make. I wanted to bring to your attention the perversion of Ivor Caplin. So be vigilant. And it is a red flag. But be on high alert when you hear those people talk about how great they are, how moral they are. Because it's transpiring that those are the people who are the most abhorrent. The people who cry the loudest how great and good they are. And also, let it be a lesson. If anyone out there claims that someone has been nabbed by pedo hunters, it's very easy to prove one way or the other. If there's footage, it's true. If there's no footage, it's a load of bollocks. On that note, I'd like to play out with a promotional video, and I hope to catch you all again soon.
Oh, he struts and he sneers, claims he's brave, calls out the lies like a hero to save. But when the fire turns and it burns his name, no weasel runs, so he's hiding his shame, mocking the world from his fragile throne. But truth comes knocking and he's all alone. Run, so run, you can't face the fight, hiding in shadows, fearing the light. You boast of your strength, but it's just a disguise. A weasel can't stand when the truth won't lie. He strikes with his tongue, claims he's the law, but cries when the world points out his flaws. Privacy shields and copyright chains to silence the voices calling his name. Oh, you reap what you sow, but you can't take the heat. You weasel away, admit defeat. Run, so run, you can't face the fight, hiding in shadows, fearing the light. You boast of your strength, but it's just a disguise. A weasel can't stand when the truth won't lie. Oh, the weasel will run, but you'll find no peace, for the lies he spun will never cease. Weakness exposed, no place to hide. The weasels tell ends where truth resides. Peace doesn't falter, it stands its ground. But you scatter and scurry when it comes around. Your lies won't hold, your mask will fall, and the weasel will answer the justice call. Run, weasel, run, you can't face the fight.